So how can you use language effectively in your public speaking? I think it's very important for young people to realise there's a very big difference between informal and formal speech. The way you'll speak to your friends in the playground is not appropriate to a formal presentation. And if you want to influence and motivate and inspire people, you need to pay attention to the language that you're using. So how can our choice of language affect the impact of our communication? I think, and at Speakers Bank we think, it can affect our impact a lot. What we want to encourage young people to do is pay attention to what they put into their speech and what they take out of their speech. For a lot of people, becoming aware of their habitual filler words is a really big step they need to take if they're going to become more effective communicators. So that's getting rid of the ums and the ers and the likes and the you knows and the filler words that we use that can actually detract from the power of our communication. So an example of informal language would be you coming to the stage and saying, "So how's it going, guys?" A more formal approach might be to say, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen." In terms of the way in which you use speech, one of the things that I've noticed that young people do a lot is they use impact stealing phrases. They make a statement and they prefix it with the word just or basically. And what that does is it takes some of the power out of what you're saying. If it's worth saying, say it cleanly. So if you want to make a point about something, go straight into the point. Don't apologise for the point that you're making. If you want to make it with passion, make it with power. So I want you to think about using a more formal language. I want you to think about developing an awareness and a consciousness of the filler words that you particularly use, and you will use different ones to your friends. And I want you to think about using a richer vocabulary. Think about getting out some of those words that you sometimes use and you sometimes read in the text that you read in English, and experiment with playing with those. Because that's one of the ways in which you will show that you are an intelligent communicator and you're using your language well. And that's going to make the difference between being an ordinary communicator and an incredibly powerful communicator.